Coming to Faith Assembly, I didn't have a choice. My parents came right before I was born, so I grew up here. It's always been home.
Yeah. I started coming to Faith Assembly because of Michael. He invited me to come to youth group, and I did.
I'd say I've mainly always been involved in worship team. Since when I was a kid, my dad taught me how to play guitar, so I started in youth, played every Wednesday, and then eventually moved up to big church, as you called it then, started playing there. I got involved with the young adults beginning of this year. It was late January, early February, and we noticed, hey, there are a ton of us and we don't really know each other that well, and church is about a community, so let's get together, let's get involved, let's be a community to know what's going on in each other's lives and to be there for each other.
I first got started serving in kids ministry. I started teaching the 2 and 3-year-olds and the 4 and 5-year-olds. Being from a big family, kids is just natural to me. So I wanted to jump right in, and after teaching for a while, I ended up being the children's director here. So after teaching the 4 and 5-year-olds, I moved up to teaching kids church. So those kids are a lot different. But it's been such a journey, and I've learned so much.
One of the highlights for me more recently would have been on a Sunday morning, and as we're playing worship, I look up across from everybody and I see a young man who just got connected beginning of the year. He's now serving, and I look back and I see him only regular to church, maybe 6 months now, and as I look back, he's standing in the back, just arms raised as high as he could, just worshiping, and it was like, wow.
The first highlight that comes to mind is this family who started attending a 5 o'clock service, just really got to know the parents very well and got the privilege of praying with their son to accept Jesus into his heart. And ever since then, just the relationship that I have with the parents, they started serving and being a part of the kids team, and just to watch that growth, even in the kid, like the fact that he just really remembers that and holds to that, the fact that he has Jesus in his heart now, like that's a big deal to him.
There was one moment that completely changed the way that we're generous. I was saving up for her wedding ring before we got engaged, and I think it was the first year we did like an end of the year missions giving, and I had a little bit of money saved up, and I thought, okay, this is good, you know, as a kid, Dad taught me to tithe, so I'll take a portion of that and give it towards the missions. And I felt so convicted, like, that's not enough. And it wasn't what anybody else said, it was just what I felt like God was telling me. So I was like, I just felt like I have to let it all go. So I said, okay, God, if this is what you want to use to grow me, I said, then I'll give it all. So I went home that day, got online, gave it, and I just remember feeling such a peace, like, it's okay. The very next Sunday, a gentleman came up to me and gave me a Christmas card with $100 more than what I gave the week before. Yeah, that first year we ended up giving it all, and the next year we ended up giving double what we did the year before. And it was like, man, the faith that it produced, because it was like at one point it would have been hard to even give a fraction of that. Mm-hmm. But now it's like you see God growing you and growing you. So I enjoy the potential of, man, one day what will we be able to do? And how can that further the kingdom of God?
I think it'll be super exciting to see families actually getting to walk into church together, because there's just something so special about that, not having to go to separate buildings to drop off this one here and drop off that one there, then head up to church. Like, just the whole family aspect that's going to bring to our church, just the cohesion that brings, not just physically but really spiritually.
I'm excited to watch the church grow even more, especially growing up in the church. I feel like that's a sense, it's like we've not grown up together, but as I've grown up, the church has grown along with it. So it's exciting just to watch it go and move forward.